Break 'em up. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, I'm taking all the copyright strikes. Later on today, YouTube will be like, you need to stop. Too much music. But I can't separate the music from the channel. It's just part of who I am. I love the music. Good vibes, good people, good food. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good morning from me to you. Big up to everyone that's locked in. The early birds, the late listeners, the silent listeners that will join us later. The weekend is almost over, the footballing weekend. And I say that out of respect for our Man United counterparts who play tonight. Monday Night FC. You know, Man United are playing. Now, if you're Man City, the weekend was great. You know, if you're Arsenal, if you're Liverpool, if you're Chelsea, it was kind of a meh. Not sure. But if you're Man City, really and truly, Man City is the biggest winners of the weekend because they were right where they want to be. They don't want to be first. They want us. They want the crumblers in the top spot for as long as possible. They just be there or there about striking distance. It's a marathon, not a sprint, isn't it? Because they know on that final leg, they're gonna get us because we're gonna stumble, we're gonna fumble because of the man in charge. The man in charge of this core group of players will let us down yet again. That's my belief. That's most of the diehards of the channel. That's their belief. Even the rivals deep down know that Mikhail really ain't got it. But they'll give him one final chance this year to say, okay, if this year you don't do it, when? Now's the goodest time as any. The season of no excuses is upon us, but excuses are still being made. Hence, the injury one is starting to run way too much for my liking. Now, you can run the injury reason, you can't run the reason excuse. Now, see how the words are different. And I know it may sound like semantics, but reason, excuses. Now, if you're going to run the reason, the injury reason, you have to tag Mikhail with why the injuries are happening. So many muscular injuries. Like you cannot, I repeat, cannot, in case you didn't hear, run your players into the ground and then complain about injuries. You can't. And that's what's happening. But where is my manners? Waffling on. Hey, Waffle Down says he was the first. Big up to you, bro. Rob, it was either Claire or it was Dal or Gangoon. It was one of them. Big up to Never a Pen. Hey, man, yeah, I'll message views as soon as I hop off here. You know, asking for your number. We'll link up. Yeah, man. Big up to Guna Rican. Hope you're good, my G. Monster in the house. Big ups all around. Well, I say quite a mix there. Little instrumental things, you know. When I'm not here, I'll play around. My mixer's right over there. Now, this is my office area of the house, aka man cave, part of the house where my wife doesn't come in until now. But big up to my mod AJ. Hope you're good with the flags. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Gunarica said Arsenal are that Olympic hurdler that gets a nice lead. 8 points, 8 points clear, 8 steps clear, and then trips over the last hurdle and finishes second, rolling, and still want to say I got a medal. Yeah, that's well put. That's beautifully said. Master of the English language. Well done, Puerto Rican, man. Big up, man. Big ups all around. Yeah. Jesus, man. Why? Why, oh, why? The Waffle Don, my brother. The super chat. So, what type of fan are you? Top, middle, bottom. And because it's a super, you get a round of applause, my guy. Big round of applause. Now, what kind of fan am I? Top, middle. So we don't do the bottom thing. All right. So that's what when I was on the catch up and we were talking about top gooners and catch was like, you bottom gooners. It was like, nah, we're not do the bottom thing. We'll say base. We'll say the base, as in the foundation. We're the foundation gooners, the base gooners. Someone has to keep the standards of the football club because you motherfuckers damn sure ain't gonna do it on that side. The context merchants, the wait till the end of the season, the one more chance, Biggie Smalls merchants. No, the foundation of the football club must be kept. So we are the base. We are the base gooners, not bottom. We're not under the bottom something. Move up. Yeah. So whenever they use the bottom gooner, just push back on that. Pause. Yeah. Like, no, we're the foundation of the football club. The fans with the standards that's gonna uphold it. Right? Or we might as well just go support Brighton. You play lovely football. You'll be a feeding system, a farmhouse for the bigger clubs. Chelsea will be your best customer. They will take Graham Potter off your hands. They'll take Roberto Sanchez off your hands. They'll take Cucurella off your hands when Man City decide they're not paying $60 million for him. They'll take Caicedo off your hands. We'll go to him and give him some money for Trossard and Benjamin White. They'll send Yves Bissouma, McAllister, all these, man. There's Stupinian, I think he's at Roma. We can go support Brighton and be that. But as of now, that's what I tell them. That's my answer to that question. I hope I didn't waffle too much. I hope I answered your question, my brother. Pick up the shell down. That intro reminds me of those mixes you find on old school LimeWire. I made it myself, man. All in one take. All in one take. And if YouTube allows me, I'll play it at the end of the stream as well. Because, obviously, I play a lot of music on the channel. Sometimes I get copyright strikes. Sometimes I don't. I think I cracked the code on how not to get with the mixes. But yeah, big up. Hallelujah. In the middle fan. Hey, I see what you did there. Quote to Michael Barrymore game show there. Waffle. Yeah, no, base gooner. We are the base. As I'm sure, man like Matt, holds the foundation of Liverpool Football Club to a certain standard, right? A trophy-winning standard. Now, I didn't speak much on the Mo thing because I want to hear from the Liverpool fans what they have to say about the Mo Salah thing. Most people think that Mo is out of pocket. I just have the only problem I have with Mo's statement is when he says he doesn't know why he's on the bench. I'm like, oh, you do know. You're being disingenuous, right? You're being intellectually dishonest if you think you're just being dropped for no reason or being scapegoated. You were being shit. And I have the witnesses here to say that you've all heard me say that FSG thought that Mo Salah would have had the season he's having now last year. That's why they didn't pay him. And now he's falling off of a cliff and now he wants out. Big up to what Ha says. Matt Guna says, if I want upper to mid-table or top 4 type club, I'll go with Sevilla. They at least know how to win in Europe. Yeah. know how to win in Europe, especially with Unai Emery, the Europa League master. Not pushing back, no bottom. Fire for that. Yeah. We are not doing the bottom. So base. That's what I'm rolling with. I think that's a good space to be. The base, the foundation. Yeah. If Rice, Saliba, Timber don't play against Club Brugge and Wolves, then we could get 2 weeks rest. Saka, Arteta. So they're starting to listen. They're like politicians, First they call you crazy, or first they call us crazy, and now they understand. Now you see Shane Guna ran that clip yesterday, and I reran that clip yesterday of Creatine Dan talking about how Declan needs a rest. But 2 days later, he was Superman and he was indestructible and can never get hurt. Like, what are we doing? These men, do they just talk just to talk? This shit is being recorded. Or do they not have that? Another reason why this community is goated, Or do they not have people in their chat and their comment section that holds them accountable? Because I guarantee you, if I was on camera saying Declan Rice is indestructible, he's indestructible, and then 2 streams later I'm saying he needs a rest, he doesn't get injured, you man would call me out. I get called out all the time. Oh, you said this. Okay, let me explain what I said. Big up to the chat for keeping me honest whenever I get out of term. You mean second or middle or bottom? Surely. Second. I could tell Mo he on the bench. Tell him, call me. Why he on the bench? He knows. That's the part of the statement that makes the rest of it not credible. It just sounds like it's a whining session, yeah? Like, brother, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles could see why you're on the bench. Like, we know why. Now, the question for you should be, like, how long? Because you were given chances. So basically, you disrespect the badge. He can't come back from that. Shouldn't be tarnishing his legacy. And this won't be the first time we see a footballer do an interview and just get bounced about the club. This was the same thing that happened to Lukaku at Chelsea. Right? They would have kept him. Tommy Tuchel would have kept him. Shit as he was for Chelsea, they would have kept him for a little longer with the amount of money they spent on him. They lost money on him. But man, the interview was back in Serie A in no time. And my only question is, was it impromptu or was it planned? You think he planned that? Or was he just walking through the hallways and he see a reporter and be like, let me say something? Just like last year when the contract was coming down to the 11th hour. Let me say something. Someone might listen. I'm Mo Salah. If I speak, it's going to be headline news. I don't know. If it was pre-planned, it's even worse, right? If it was premeditated. If it's impulse, you can make an emotional decision and get it wrong, innit? That's why I've coming up in the ranks, going up on staff and going up to the political ranks in the army. I never ever sent an angry email. Whenever someone pissed me off, I'll type the email, I'll walk away, and then I'll come back and look at it. You make an impulsive, emotional decision, you usually get it wrong. We done enough talking on both sides. No need to go over it again today. I'm very interested in what all the Liverpool fans have to say about Mo. I will say it again. If Taron or anyone in the chat had success rate in Arteta's job, we are getting sacked. Why is it so different? We pay him. We all pay tax. 15.6 million. He's underperforming for us. I'm not sure he's underperforming for the Cronkies. Whatever KPIs they set for him, he's hitting. But he's definitely underperforming for us for the standards that the base Gooners have set for the club. His statements mean a rival fan. It's tiresome on us. It's on us, but it won't be going away anytime soon. I mean, I think he goes away sooner than you think, really. Because he goes to AFCON, this week? Next week? AFCON starts in 2 weeks. So he'll probably go next week. I'm hearing he's out the squad for the next few games. And then the transfer window opens up while he's in AFCON. So I actually think it goes away pretty quickly, to be fair. Those men like to talk clicks for content. They want to do whatever will get them in the club. Facts. Big up to Jagans. Manners and respect, my general. Wow, good. Myself at AFC always and Godfrey try with positive Dan. But we are the only 3 in his streams. Yeah. And if you notice when I go through my chat and I go through the reasons, unless I get a raid and I have 80-something people in here and I can't get to all the comments, I click on every one of them, even the ones that grind my gears. Right? Chelsea Dan was in here grinding my gears the other day. Still click on them, still read them. I acknowledge. Big up, Gunnar SE. Hope you are good. I'm a bit calmed down today. I don't want to get used to failure to win. I'm angry, but in a controlled way. Yeah, you know what? When the fog clears and the shock goes away, you sit back and you're like, okay, let me put into context. Maybe this wasn't such a bad result after all. Yes, the fuck it was. It was a terrible result. Yep. I'm not controlled by it. Nah. It was a terrible result. You know, so James from Guna SE before not Guna, the Gunaverse, when he was on AFTV, he's no longer reading from the AFTV hymn sheet because he would have came out and said the same shit he said after Anfield. Dropping points at Villa Park is not the end of the world. That's what he would have came and said. But all of a sudden, he's free from the shackles of the AFTV curse. The prison dock. So he can speak freely now. And he's saying exactly what everyone knew. Everyone thought that he should have said while he was over there. That was shit. Dropping points at Anfield in match week 3 is not the end of the world. But you keep saying it 5 or 6 times. It is the end of the goddamn season. Because that's over 12 points. That's 10 to 12 points dropped already. Shit, I've lost count. Too many. And that is why they were running the 18 games unbeaten thing. They were running that when it's only 15 Premier League games played. Because if I say you've dropped 12 points in 15 Premier League games, it's not great form. But they have to spin and polish it in some way to make it look good. So that's why they're saying this 18 game unbeaten shit. If 18 games unbeaten is so good, how is City closer to us now than they were 18 games ago? It might be our channel, but AJ will tell you you're talking shit. No echo chamber. That's what it is. The echo chamber is boring, man. I used to watch First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And these retired NBA players would go on there, right? And because they're looking for a life after basketball, especially not the stars, but like the mid-grade players like the Markeith, the Morris twins, Markeith and Marcus. And they will go on there and it'd be a 2-hour show and everything Stephen A. Whenever it was time for them to speak, I agree with you, Stephen A. I agree with you, Stephen A. And this shit is just so goddamn boring. It's supposed to be a debate show called First Take. My take, your take. Echo chamber. Just saying what the hell, just agreeing with the boss and reading from the hymn sheet. It's just boring, man. Has anyone heard from Sky? Nah. Is that the United fan? I don't follow her. Big up to Bronco in VA. I like the new name. I like the new brand. If I was a football sporting director, I would never give a player 350K unless he was 25, and that would be the last pay raise. Usually don't click in after that. Ronaldo and Messi are anomalies. Yeah, and I think you're gonna have to go ahead and throw him by and these other guys on there because of their commercial value. You have to pay them, but the 350K and guys who aren't quite Messi and Ronaldo levels, but do outperform this, you give them what we call performance incentives, right? Goal bonuses, if it's a defender, clean sheet bonuses, creative player assist bonuses, shit like that. There's ways to compensate players without breaking your wage structure and financially crippling your club. When a player forces the club to make a choice, it really works out well for the player, whatever the context. Yeah, especially a player that's at the tail end of their career. Like a 25-year-old Messi could make that statement, or a CR7, the anomalies. But a 33, 34-year-old Mo Salah in bad form, nah, it won't happen. Want to have a drill sergeant as manager? Mikael out. No, I just want a winner as manager. Just a winner. Shit. And I clocked him waffling so much, I didn't even get to check the boss, that E. Ross. Now, we started the show with an instrumental mix, but it's some more 90s dancehall for our beloved E. Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is.
Maybach music.
When it drop, it stop on there. Roll me, and the big fat sister now yo me. The two of them claim to them know me. But them drop it back in, y'all
Maybach music.
Let me stop before YouTube kick me off for real today. Wait, Jesus. D Ross, big him up every single time. Some more dancehall, no more 90s dancehall for our big brother, E. Ross. I'm more worried that Gakpo and Chiesa were out of training. I mean, we only got one left winger fit for 2 more games versus Inter. I'm shocked that Chiesa didn't come on, you know. Yeah, like seriously, like Chiesa came on versus Sunderland and saved you 3 point with that goal line clearance. And the next game he's not even available as a sub to come on and try to win the game. I don't know, man. I think he may have lost the plot. And Mo Salah probably felt that the tide is shifting, that Slot is losing the plot, and went out to use the interview to finally bury him. Now, it may backfire on Mo, but yeah, if you're Chiesa, you're definitely looking at, bro, like, brother, I've scored goals to save you points, and I'm an attacker, and I'm running back doing goal line clearances, and I can't get a kick. That is crazy. Hey, man, big up to E. Ross, the legend that he is. Chiesa will pull up in full match days, sadly. As much as he puts in the work, he may pull up due to his fitness. And yeah, that's pretty much the only plausible reason I can think of why he ain't starting. Listen, you are going to lose. It's just the decisions and the performances I can't back. Especially when the coach makes the same mistake over and over. You don't learn. He doesn't. And at 6 years, you would expect that he has learned something, yeah? And if he was learning, it would show in it. Because the mistakes are so close together. The mistakes of taking off an attacker, putting on a defender, trying to see out a game at Sunderland and dropping points and conceding. And then everyone else is bringing on attackers. Because if you go look at the Sunderland game, we just brought on 4 attackers. 4. We took off an attacker, brought on a defender. They scored. Yeah? Against Villa, Emi Buendia, an attacking 10. He scored the goal. There was one team trying to win that game. He just the same mistakes over and over. We're forced to believe that you're seeing something we're not. And if what you're seeing, we know that what you're seeing hasn't led us to success. So try something else. Show us that you've learned. It's not working. Arsenal could have had a free hit league this season. Nah, not in this Premier League, brother. This Premier League is... I'm not sure how many points will win the Premier League this season. Probably what? 88, anywhere from like 85 to 88 points, maybe. I think there will be a cluster there. I don't think there will be a 10-point gap, right? Because at what point do you, man, start to take the league table seriously? After 10 games? After Christmas? At the halfway point? Right? So we've played 15 games. So it's over a third of the season gone already. So it's starting to take shape somewhat. And if you look at it, you look at from 4th to 12th, 4 points separates them. And I think throughout the course of the season, that cluster will remain. I don't think too many teams will break away from one another. As good a form as Manchester City is in right now, I think they will have a dip at some point. Now, that will only benefit us if we remain consistent and don't drop points consecutively, right? Now, the Premier League schedule has done us a favor, has thrown us a freebie, if you will, giving you Wolves, giving you Wolves at home when you need to pick up 3 points is as favorable as it gets. Unless Arsenal want to do an Arsenal and somehow find a way to fuck this up. Because can you imagine next Saturday, Arsenal dropping points to Wolves at home? then it's over. I don't think mentally they can come back from that. So essentially, the Premier League's the schedule has now we've gone through a rough patch. You know, we had Chelsea, we had Tottenham, we had Villa away. We got through that. We had City, we had Newcastle and Anfield at some point in a cluster. We got through that. Now you have a favorable run. You have to make it count. Big up to E. Ross every time. And Henry had that 22 game unbeaten run. What we saying? Yeah, I remember that. 22 a game. And it wasn't very long after that. Well, that was the 28-20. That was the 18-19 season, yeah? Yeah. So I don't remember if that was the first half of the season or the back half of the season, but I do remember it. But Emery didn't survive 2019 is the point I'm trying to get to. You know, so if Emery went on a 22-game unbeaten run and was sacked shortly thereafter, an 18-game unbeaten run, you know, shouldn't be something to write home about. You know what I'm saying? The best show was Undisputed with Shannon and Skill. Unk. Yeah, that was yeah. I like how you put Shannon in front of Skip because Shannon carried that show. And ever since he left, that show has been dead. Everything Stephen A. I agree with you, Stephen A. I agree with you, Stephen A. It's dead, man. It's dead. Now, I do remember. Matter of fact, wow, you remember this because you've called me out on this, right? When I said, when I was talking about halftime hooks, but I said halftime hooks on his own channel when he is by himself is level-headed somewhat. But when he goes on a panel, man turns into Prime Miguel, right? Because it was him that was on Never a Foul in October after match week 9 saying, we're going to walk this league. Where do you go to get the trophy engraved and all this shit? Remember that? Yeah, it was him. So when rivals watch that and watch that arrogance and that lack of awareness, and then they see an Arsenal channel on and they come over here, I get punches in the face for that shit because everyone is expecting all of us to be the same. I was on Joy the Dread the other night and there was a Liverpool fan on there, and as soon as I started to speak after I sat there for like 15 minutes. As soon as I started to speak, man cut across me and was like, oh shit, he's not a top gooner. I was like, yeah, they literally think we're all the same. Because that's what they're used to. Like the channels with the biggest megaphone just talk, they say the most dumb shit. Because they were saying this. They were saying the league was done in October. They were. They can't hide from it. Absolute frauds. It is what it is. Cameron on Mace. Killer Cam and Pastor Mason Betha. Where we at? Sunshine probably found a boyfriend and is living her real life. But that's who it is, right? Is that the United fan? That started watching football in the 2018 World Cup. I think that's what was she on Under the Lens with Uncle Views. And I was watching it and she was like, she started watching football in the 2018 World Cup. I'm like, yeah, damn. That's when she started watching football. Got a platform with thousands of subscribers giving footballing opinions. 2018. Jesus. Hey, big up, man. Big up to Darren. Manners and respect. Love in the chat, man. Look at all this dappins. Hey. It's how Wanyeri feels. Save this manager from embarrassment and can't even get in on garbage time. Yeah, so because the game's been so close, we haven't been able to put teams away. He's not getting any minutes. He doesn't trust them in tight games, which is weird because last year he had to trust them because we had no one else. Yeah, like, brother, I know these men are looking at them sideways. The hell with the hell with Slot losing the dressing room at Anfield. You know, I really believe that some of these men are questioning his tactics. That's why I put it in yesterday's thumbnail. There's only so much that these footballers are gonna take. Hey, I got you. I got you. There's just so much music for me to filter through that I just pick like some randoms dancehall songs. But you know, I got you, bro. You know, I got you. Big you up. Those 199 league points showed how bad the league was. Now it's competitive. A competitive league should look like this. Yes, I'm thinking 85 to 90 points this year. Somewhere in there is where the league winner will fall. How is the league now? Okay, gotcha. Is how a competitive league should look. Big up to Uncle Views. Smash the like. He said, big you up, my bro. Our attack is in the state right now. Yuck is leaving it open for man to start over him. Yeah, it's not flowing. The thing is, at Sporting Lisbon, they played for him. The entire system was made for him, played through him, three at the back, two tens behind them, and four midfielders. They played through him. We're not doing that. We play through everyone but our striker. You know? And that's what it is, right? Because you know how far you have to go back to pick a Premier League winner without an elite level. How far? Serious question. You might have to go back. Matter of fact, it may have never happened. An elite level goal scorer. Because, okay, Mo Salah is not a striker, right? He's a wide forward. So you take Liverpool away, but they have a goal machine that plays right wing. But every other Premier League winning team in recent memory and distant memory had a serious number 9. From Haaland. Before Haaland, it was Aguero. Even the Leicester blimp, they had Jamie Vardy, who was a bad boy, scoring goals for fun. Chelsea had Diego Costa in 15 and 17. Right, 2014 Man City had Dzeko? Aguero was still there. Before that, they had Dzeko. 2013 Man United team, Van Persie. Yes, you have to go back, way back. And incidentally, the last time we won 8 trophies when we had a bad boy striker. Someone just gave birth to a damn go ahead and drag this this Bella manager by the ankles at the Emirates and kicking and screaming. Give Albert the caretaker role until the end of the summer. And just throw the boys out there and be like, hey man, just go play football, express yourself. Some dappings going on. Skip was low key a dickhead, not gonna lie. Yeah, Skip was a legendary hater, man. Oh shit. Yeah. But it was a good show. Not gonna lie. Good SC said, I dare us not to beat Wolves. that numbskull, the instant the full-time was to go, sack him in front of the fans and the cameras. Yeah, it's favorable as it gets, right? You got first versus worst. Has to be 3 points. But I think Manchester City, for now, are comfortable, right? Hanging thereabouts. And they're going to win their next couple of games. Who they got next? They got Crystal Palace. Palace, you know. Now, I know that sounds like a tough fixture as we look at it now. City versus Palace. But it won't be. It will be a blowout. Palace are doing well, but City are winning that game comfortably. Because Palace are playing Europa League Thursday. And they're not doing well in the Europa League. They're like, or the Conference League, whichever one they're in. They're not in that top 8 yet. So they have to they're going to have to feel a strong squad to get to their goal. So City will have an extra day's rest. And City obviously can do rotations better because they have a bigger squad. So the Thursday Sunday thing will cost Crystal Palace at the weekend. So I know we say it quite a lot, but a must win. It was a weasel. Level-headed, man. But when he goes on a panel, man, I just be like, brother, humble. Be humble. Yeah. Make sure his sacking is broadcasted on live TV for the whole world to see. The whole world I wait for that. Yeah, I did watch the Under the Lens with her on Views, and when she said she started watching football in 28, which is nothing wrong with that, but I'm like, you're new to this, so I'll take your footballing opinions with a grain of salt. If you just, it might have been the 2022 World Cup. I'm not even sure. I might go rewatch that just to make sure I'm not speaking out of term. All the Arteta sexuals are trying to hide. There ain't no bush, nor bramble, nor barren moon they can hide behind. They are done for 2. Underwriting 6 years of mediocrity at the club. The base has to keep the standards of the football club. She's pretty chill, to be fair. Haven't heard any outrageous takes from her. Okay, fair play. I mean, if you have to start watching the game at some point, right? So if you're new to the game and you're humble enough to know that you don't know much historically about the game, then I guess yeah, man. But yeah, I haven't consumed any of her content still. Arteta is proving more and more that he knows nothing about attacking play. Yeah, we're waiting for the attack to catch up to the defense, and this just ass backwards, isn't it? Normally it's the other way around. Now this idea, right, that the reason why Norgard isn't playing because Norgard is only there to back up Zubimendi. I'm like, brother, are we going to pretend like a football formation doesn't exist that involves 2 6s? Isn't that what coach? This 6, 8, 10 shit is nonsense. You don't have to play that way. This is when you show off your coaching acumen. This is when you show that you can adjust and adapt. You don't always need an 8 on the pitch. You can play with 2 6s. So you can take Declan Rice off the pitch and play Zubimendi and Norgard. I can argue that makes you defensively stronger, which is what you're about, right? Because Mikel is about defensive solidity. So, okay, you can play with 2 6s at some point and put Eze in front of him. That way, when he gets the ball, he's in a good space. He's not on damn hour 18 on the arch and shit. No, he's there. He's there to back up Zubimendi. He's the midfielder. 50 million a season, and he drives this operation like it's a Prius when we have a fucking Ferrari. Vroom, vroom. Manners and respect to Jason Guna. Hope you're good, my brother. Manners and respect. They call them soccer players. Soccerists. The attackers never float here. Mikel doesn't respect strikers. The strikers is a sacrifice. Crash dummy. Run. Create space. 18 likes. Hey, 20 is the magic number, folks. Can we get to 20? Yeah, man. Upful to Jason Guna. Manners and respect. Smash the fucking likes. Boyton is hiding because he knows the quad he's calling was over. It was never a thing in it. Oh, the chest went back in. But I'm telling you, Boyton will pop up Wednesday. After we beat Club Brugge on Wednesday, he will pop up here. It will pop up over by our Views and Waffle Down, and he will have his famous words, "Do you believe?" Yeah, he will. Do you believe? It's coming. Like clockwork. Do you believe? And I'm just, as soon as he pops up and he taps that in the chat, I'm going to read it out, but I'm going to follow it with a slap. We're like, nope. If we're going to believe in the quad, if you believe in the quad, you will be here. You would be here after a loss, because we weren't going to get 105 points now, were we? So we were going to lose games, like Social Join said earlier. But you can't just pop up whenever we win and, oh, do you believe? And then whenever we drop points, you run from the coin. Brickarest can't come into the house and move the furniture around. Sit on the fucking sofa. Where the sofa is, or stay outside. Sheldon has no love for Yokerest, you know. Hey man, big up Jason Guna every time. That's a good brother right there. Do you hear about Rice having to go at Odegaard during who the real captain is? We know who Declan is. We know who the captain is. When was the last time after a tough loss we've seen Odegaard come out and speak? Did he speak after this one? What player did they interview? I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure who they interviewed. I'm pretty sure it wasn't him. You know? I don't buy this pity party for Odegaard. I mean, if you can't handle criticism, you're playing for the wrong club, bro. You know, maybe he could go to Brighton. Go to Brighton and cook, and then they can sell him to Chelsea for 100 million. Yeah. Big up to Gary. Question. Please, Gassner would cost us 30 million pounds today. Would you do it? Yeah. So the thing is, when I said when Arteta leaves, I want a proven winner at the club. I think Oliver Glasner fits that bill, but there are levels to the proven winners bill, right? Like the Zidanes of the world, the Carlos, those guys are proven winners who have won it at the highest level. Glasner did win the Europa League, and he has won the FA Cup after losing one of his best players. And say this year he wins another trophy. He wins one of the cups this year. You know, he has Crystal Palace in fourth after losing Eze and losing Elise back-to-back years. You know, he's a very good coach. And now, one thing we do know that he would use Eze properly. You know, or he would play Eze and Odegaard as 2 10s. You see Odegaard doing the in-betweeners dance for the winner. Yeah, man, looking like double dutch, like he was waiting for his chance to jump in. You know, that was right. We drop points at Wolves. I'm Arteta out. Even if we win the title, I would be fuming. So they aren't gonna go winless, are they? Right? They've drawn 2 games and lost 12. They're not gonna go winless, but we damn sure can't let them get their first win against us. Maybe they get their first win tonight at Old Trafford. No? What you saying, Wahaha? What you saying? You going for a cheeky 1-1 or a 2-1 Wolves? That's on Thursday. Sunday game will tire them out. Yep, I do agree. But I think we do play first. I think we play before. Yeah, we play on Saturday, so we won't have the eyesore of seeing Man City leapfrog us in the table if they had played first, because I do think they beat Palace. Oh shit, did he? Was he in the squad? Did he play or not? Let me check. Let me have a look. Oh shit. Yeah, Nathaniel Klein started. City will rest because he's not rotating much for Madrid. Yeah, but City have a bigger squad. A much bigger squad. Palace can't rest. They're way down there in the Conference League. Tell you exactly where they are. Yeah, they're 18th in the Conference League. You know, so they have to go strong. The ideal situation would be for them to go strong, kill the game off early, and then take him off. My club is over. Board back boss, fans back Salah. It's toxic. Yeah, toxic right there at the moment. Once the World Cup starts, there will be surely new American fans getting into football. And that's the idea. That was the idea back in 94. But the growth between 94 and now was, well, the growth between 94 and the mid-2000s was very slow. Over the past couple of years, it has picked up. Part of that has been due to American parents not putting their kids into American football anymore because of the concussion scare. So they're putting them in other sports, baseball, football and basketball. But yeah, it will definitely um, give a boost. But I don't expect the World Cup to be back here for a very long time based on how shit is going. Um, Now that you are here, Views, hey, got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uncle Views, shoot Gunarica my number, my bro. Uh, get him on the show. Arteta doesn't have enough experience to have been Arsenal manager. He should have gotten. Yeah, I agree. But if you are a first officer in a cockpit sitting next to a captain, 6 years later, you should be a captain with the amount of hours. You're no longer inexperienced. At 6 years, if you drive trucks for 6 years, you're not as experienced as someone who's driven trucks for 20 something years, but you're not a rookie. But he's out here making rookie mistakes still. Norgard should have came on in the Villa match. Bogart came on for Villa, not for how good or how bad he is, but because he was fresh and had energy. There it is. There it is. Easy peasy. We do 2-6 and Eze. It's calm. Just have him out there just force feeding the shit out of Gyökeres. VPN is not good enough for me. Run me quitting timber, please, and thank you. Until then, we'll slap a band-aid on it. Logard is here. Man had a massive introduction when he came to Arsenal. His wife, his kids, the whole family was out for a day. Still haven't started a Premier League game. While we're picking up injuries, while we're looking tired, fresh legs are on the bench. I don't understand how you can get away with playing your guys the amount of minutes that you play them and then complain about fixture congestions and complain about injuries. Like how? If you have the biggest squad in the league and you're complaining about it, imagine how the Wolves feel. And Burnley and all these men who are struggling to feel a good 11 week in and week out. Ranger Clips, big up. Appreciate you dropping in. You sure we beating Brugge? They're playing well. Yeah, I think we have enough to beat Brugge, man. I don't think we lose it. And I think we get 1 point. I think 16 points you're safe. It's not a big sample size because this format just started last year, innit? But I think last year the magic number was 16. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, Aston Villa was 8th and had 16 points. So, yeah, if we win, it's calm. But I think there will be some rotation. He has to. It's just forced upon him. Big up Rob said, I don't want any more players coming in while Arteta is in charge. He has very good youngsters on the bench. I hear that, but Berta has a job to do. Arteta can be on a year-to-year basis, right? We can put him on a month-to-month lease. We can put Arteta on a month-to-month lease. But Berta is here as the director of football, right? What direction we're going to go in. That's where you're directing. So if Berta sees the need that the club will need 2 years from now, 3 years from now, he needs to act, right? Berta can do his job independently of what Arteta is doing. So in that sense, if Berta sees a deal that needs to be made that's going to benefit us down the road, fair play. Like the stream people, what's the like count? What's the like? 22. Hey, magic number hit. I can work with it. Hey, love you, absolute legends. Have we won any games with Odegaard back? Yeah, Brighton. I mean, in the Brentford. He started a Brentford game, didn't he? I think he started in the Brentford game. Yeah, so that one. Every year, the one-dimensional Arteta gets exposed and just repeats the same. Yeah, it's just grinding. You know, the first season, cool, fair enough. No one saw that coming. He surprised everyone. The 2023-24 season went down to the last day, so we just delayed the inevitable, delayed the pain. Last year, the pain came early. Because last year I declared it. Matter of fact, today's December 8th, isn't it? Yep. Last year, this time I said, nope, no chance we're winning the title. Because this was the weekend we dropped points at Fulham. This was the weekend when Liverpool didn't even play. Stuck in my head, and I said, nope, another failed season. And that's when I had turned my attention to all the cups. And, we all know how that turned out. 3 in the summer. Imagine if we give him 6 years and $1 billion. Maybe not that well, but they rested ballers this weekend. You know our situation. Our manager would rather run mans into the ground than rest them. That's fine if you're going to do that, Mikhail, but I can't have you do that and then come out in the presser and complain about the fixture congestion. When you can't have guys on your bench begging for minutes and guys on the pitch tired. I don't get it. Ethan can play on the wing. Yes, he can. He's an attacking player. He played out there last year and put the world on notice. Physically strong enough to deal with the Premier League, scoring goals, running past Premier League defenders like they're not even there. He's proven that he belongs in this league. You have him on your bench. You have good business merchant. It's good business. It's the captain of Brentford. You have him. You have to use him. Have to. 2-0 up in 20 minutes. Please don't go do anything stupid. 3 seconds later, Kanate. I don't know what's going to be made of him. Liverpool now need 3 center backs. First, you needed 2. Van Dijk is going. You need a replacement for him, and you need a 3rd center back. So, yeah, you need 3 center backs now. So, you're looking at another 150 to 180 million. The manager will fall on his inverted heel. Inverting every possession is criminal. It will be the reason we fail every time. It's mad. Nah, man. I think they both need to leave the Prem, go to another league. Yeah, he's not doing too well at the moment. They're 18th. I think if they do qualify, though, they have a chance. Yeah, man. Big up, man. Catch you later. Big up to Seymour Butts. Big up to the doc. Cheeky Woes. Maybe wouldn't go bet against them for scoring from a set piece while we're defending a 1-goal lead. And it would be the most United shit ever to give Wolves confidence coming to the Emirates. Don't do this. Put your foot on their necks and just kill them. Kill them off. Let them quit. They could be on track for their schedule, their schedule. I think they have us. They have United, and they come to us. Then they got Brentford. Then they have Liverpool. Then United again, and then West Ham. It's long. Check Pep last game. He hasn't rotated anyone but Cherky and Reinders. Backline play every game and a front 3 of Nico and Bernardo. And I don't think he will rotate against Madrid. But based on Pep will have the information. He will look at Palace's game on Thursday. He will look at the minutes of those guys who are playing. Right, and he will be able to make a decision. Oh, well, shit, Mateta and Wharton and all these guys played 90 minutes on Thursday. And then he'll make a decision or an assumption of whether or not he thinks Glasner is going to rotate. And I think he'll react to that. But for Palace to go balls to the wall in the Conference League and then do it again on Sunday is taxing. I think that will cost them. Yeah, man. There are some men who loves the players more than the club, Palace against anyone. BBK Sports says Palace win. Palace versus City. City win. The fear is real. No, I'm just, the context of they playing Thursday, Sunday. Now, if they were top 8, top 4 in the conference league and doing well and could rotate, I think City Palace could get something out of it. But they're not doing well there, and I think they'll have to play their full team because they have a good shot of actually winning that competition. You know, facts about Norgard. Yeah, I was wrong about this guy. I thought he would do good at Spurs, but man, shitting. It's not rocket science, says Jason Guna. We boast about the squad depth and then try to use 50 players to win the league. But, you know, we've read articles and heard stories before of Arteta actually liking a so small squad. So this big bloated squad may not have been, you know, of his liking. It's like, why the hell else aren't these guys getting minutes? You know, Saka hasn't been great in some games while Ethan sits there. I don't get it. Arteta still at this club is astonishing to me. What will be even more alarming and more astonishing is if he's here next year. Because there are people who I think you were Sheldon yesterday in Latvian Gunas chat. Because if he's here next year, he will get a contract extension. You know, managers typically don't run their contracts down. They typically extend and get sacked in a bad run of form. So if next year he's still here, whether we win anything or not, news will break that he's signing a new contract. For all we know, he could have already signed a new contract. And they're just waiting for the right time to announce it. They can't do it now. It's a bad time now. You know, they may have thought about it when we were 6 points ahead, but were cautious because they knew that there might be some slippage. But it could very well be done. And they're waiting for the right time. Now is not a good time. Because you know this club likes the PR. They like to feel the pulse of when they can release some information. One thing they don't care about is merch. They release merch anytime. But I think they do know that announcing anything about Arteta's contract right now could really send the fan base into a frenzy. Not when City are closing the gap on us. If we are right, then we have already lost half our games for this season. 2 more to go. Yeah, I don't think we can lose more than 4 games. 100%. BBK, your boy Havertz is on his way back. Think Yuck will take a back seat when Havertz is at 100%. I 100% do. And I think he will spin this in as horses for courses, which is cool, right? You know, matchups, this and that. But I think if all things being equal and he has everybody fit and he has to pick one to lead the line, he's gonna go with Havertz. That's his guy. He's gonna go with Havertz as his guy, and he's gonna go with Odegaard as his captain. My only fear is we have seen that combination before and we know how it ends. 2 points, bro. 2 points. They've drawn 2 games. You know, at the same time, it would mean we wouldn't be the only Big Six team to have lost this weekend. Eros, the moment 29 is fit, Gyökeres doesn't start another game this season. Not in the cups. And I think the FA Cup draw is today or tomorrow, isn't it? So we will know who we got. With our luck, we'll probably draw a Premier League team in the third round. But yeah, I do think Havertz is his preferred striker. Yes, 100%. Yeah, but even the worst teams usually end with more than 20 points. Yeah, I think what was the record? 11? I think that was Hull or something like that. How many games can Jesus gives us before he's injured again? 5 max. It's almost like he knows injuries is the go-to excuse, and he knows the big squad removes that option. Yeah, he is not dumb, you know. He might be a shit manager, but he's not a stupid person. He's very, very political, you know, very meticulous. He knows what he's doing. You see how he conducts his press conferences, certain questions that he answers. After we dropped points a couple weeks ago, and someone asked him a question, he didn't want to answer the question. But I bet if they had asked him, what did Win the dog eat for breakfast, he would smile, make a joke, and answer that one. Yes, people, give Jason Guna some love over at JGTV. Go get your Donkey of the Week trophy over there, which you make shit picks for predictions. Guna Rican said he doesn't want the signings he got this summer. It's clear Gyökeres no service as they're playing left wing. Yeah, and if he looks shit playing left wing, it's easy to hook him. Because most people who like Eze was okay with him being hooked at the weekend. How do you make justify hooking him? Play him out there. Norgard can't even play against the team we signed him from. Sack him now. Make history, Dal says. Make history and sack him from first. Kepa has to play against Brugge. I think he still plays Raya. I think Champions League, Premier League, he goes with his first team goalie. FA Cup, League Cup, it's Kepa and his fully rotated back five. I see. I wouldn't mind it still. I wouldn't mind Kepa getting some rest. I mean, some reps. So what's going to be said when Kai stinks up the place as usual? He needs time. He's fresh, coming back from injury, has to get integrated into the squad and all them things there. Jagan said, what's your take on that last second goal by Villa? I think if our defenders had stayed on their feet instead of sliding to defend, they may have avoided that goal. So whenever you look at a goal, it's usually a series of events. Like Hincapié, that ball should have never even been out of bounds for a throw-in. Hincapié had that ball under control, and it got away from him and went out and turned over possession to Villa. That was the first breakdown. Hincapié should have just hoofed that long or controlled it and look for a pass or draw a foul. That was the first breakdown. The second breakdown, the double up should have came on Ryan Marlin when his back was to goal and force him out. But yeah, once a ball is pinged into the box, anything can happen in it. And the reality is, like I said, we weren't going to have 105 points. We were going to lose games this season. This is just a case of away at St. James's Park, we won the game 2-1. We were at the good end, right? The thrill of victory end at the last kick of the game or the last head pause of the game, yeah? On Sunday, unfortunately, we were just on the receiving end of a last-minute kick. Both those games were 2-1. Yeah, but there was a series of breakdowns that led to that goal, and it should have never got to that point. Once we scored and started to ascend in the game, should have kept going, bell to ass. We got back in the game versus Chelsea. I thought we were going to go pedal to the metal and put bell to ass. We haven't. I don't like this. It looks like we're playing for a draw at these away grounds, and I'm not with it. Because I know we're good at the Emirates, but it's not like these wins at home are guaranteed. Hey, man. Yeah, big up, man. Big up to JG. Big up to the assembled. Hope you're good. Jason said, Kepa, MLS, and Capier, Salmon White. Norgard, Eze, Wanyeri. 2 10s, yeah? Okay. Martinelli, Madueke, Gyökeres. Yeah, I think that wins. I'm good. One more sub for Organs Goo. Come on, people. Before I get off stream, this is a must. This is a go-home criteria today. Make sure we get that done. Big him up. 37 locked in. Can we get to 30 likes? Love to everyone watching. Jesus will give us a good half, then go back to the treatment room. Yeah, I said 5 games. Then I said, damn, did I really just say 5 games? 3 max before he pulls up with something. Yeah, maybe he can give us something in these FA Cup games. But I think I read somewhere that the FA Cup draw was today. Yeah, you get the worst amount of picks. You get Donkey of the Week over by Jason GTV, man. I got it one time, and that kind of scarred me a little bit because I usually think I'm good on predictions. If Arteta is so smart, then he keeps getting shit so wrong. He is seeing something we're not, you know? I told you these injuries are way too convenient. How can you get around that as the reason? It's just like the white lie, isn't it? If you say it enough times, people will believe it. This is what politicians do all the time. You say the same lie over and over and over again, you start to believe it. Even the person telling the damn lie starts to believe it. You know? Luger will look at Arsenal like Ronaldinho licking his lips in the lineup, fearless attacking. I just think in Europe, Martinelli and Gyökeres, they'll get more grace in Europe. And Capia needs to realize that he has a right foot and he can actually work. Man's trying too hard to touch it with his left and let the ball run upfield because of it. Yeah. 100. He needs time. We wasted a whole year on Kai in the midfield, stinking up the place. Had to pat a grown man on the back to get his confidence up. We're making $275 a week, and we still gave him excuses. Yeah. Remember that charity pen? Remember that charity pen away at Bournemouth, the 4-0 up. Hey, Uncle Views in the house. Big him up, big him up, big him up. Intense applause for my brother. It's coming up on a year, I think like next month will be like a year since I came across Brother Views, Absolute legend, man. One of the realest guys on YouTube. I had to post my YouTube clip the other day of who I've watched the most. Views, Waffle Don, my top two. Damn, there's more memberships coming in. Another one. Oh shit, man. Big yourself up, my G. Big yourself up, man. This community be community. My brother Views, man. Big yourself up, my guy. It's love. Every time of the week, twice on Sundays. Villa got better when we equalized and we didn't have the energy to match them in that final stretch of the game. Yeah. Unai Emery was going for it, man. Brought on Emery. I think Buendia came on in like what, the 80-something minute, 84th minute. And he got the goal. Like, it's not like we didn't have attackers to bring onto the damn pitch. Stings to lose like that, man. Emi Buendia came on in the 87th minute. So even in the 87th minute, he was still trying to win it. It's mad. Ultimately, no one is promised tomorrow. He has wasted 6 years of our lives for nothing. And I think in 2 weeks' time, 10 days, 2 weeks' time, it will be a full 6 years. So man is going into his 7th season. 1 FA Cup. Crazy. You see Mikel Merino false 9, the game will have 0 control and maximum jeopardy. I mean, we might see it, but it would make more sense for Gyökeres to start, right? Makes all the more sense for the start against Club Brugge. Matter of fact, just let me have a look at what FootMob says for that game. It actually has Mikel predicted to start, but they've been wrong before. No way you forgot about Jago Bonito. Big up the Views, man. My guy, my G, big you up, man. And Capier is not a left center back. He's too excited. He's a left-sided Ben White guy who can occasionally play center back. I mean, if that's the case, then shit, play him there and then play Calafiori left center back. I mean, Calafiori goes all over the damn pitch anyway. Yeah, man is a Roma. He's a free spirit. Be everywhere. Too many injuries. Next year will be Arsenal's year. Somebody's gonna say this. Someone will say that shit right there. Big up to Taki. Says Arsenal must win the league. I agree. We must. We absolute must. We must. Martinelli came on at 86 minutes. So what's the bloody difference? Did he? Let me see our substitution patterns because my head was gone. Martinelli. So we brought on Skelly Madueke, Victor Gyökeres, and Trussard, and took Trussard off. Good 40 minutes from Trussard still. Good 40 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing, yeah, Martinelli came on at 86 minutes. Skelly came on in 86 minutes. But for some reason, it didn't change the dynamics of how Villa was coming onto us. For some reason, big up to my boss. Big up, man. I think Views just gifted you a membership. So W for Views, and if you haven't subscribed to Views on Sport, there you go. Go ahead and give him a sub. Good brother, right there. The players are out of energy in the midfield. That's why we lost the damn game in that second half. So it's like, so Norgard must be sitting there like, I could have really helped the team today. Got fresh legs. I'm a midfielder. I could have solidified and shored up that midfield. You know, it didn't. Jesus. Arteta can get another year with me. Can't get another year with me. EPL, UCL, or leave. If we win the FA Cup and the Carabao, still got to go. I honestly think Calla would be better to play center back, but since our system this season is built around Calla playing a free role, he won't put him there. And if we have to pick someone to give a free role, don't we think that free role would suit Eze a little better than Calafiori? You know? But even Calafiori does look good when he gets forward with the ball. Though. I see man chopping the ball onto his right foot and having a shot. You know, like Jason Guna earlier said, Nkapia needs to be reminded that he has a right foot. Cala don't give a fuck. Man will have a go with his right foot as well. You know, but I want to see my creative 10 with that level of freedom in the attacking third. Martinelli came on. We're a poor attacking team. Yeah, he was non-existent, man. I mean, Martinelli, he kind of reminded us of that he's going to be that player that's going to show us flashes. Not so much in the Prem, more so in Europe. But yeah, he didn't affect the game, which is probably why I forgot that we brought on attacking subs as well. Because they brought on attacking subs and they ascended in the game. If we don't do it this season, we're not doing shit next year because these players would be spent. Yep. Especially if you. But there's no way we can just run it back. Can't just run it back with the same guy. We can run it back with these players, but they need a new voice. Norgard was available, just chilling on the bench. You can't make this up, man. Yeah, man is over there picking his nose, you know. Big up to 10. Arteta, the scumbag, wants to make all the Bertha signings look bad in the eyes of the board, like Eze and Yuck. So sabotage them. Yeah. Bring Gyökeres on, take Eze off. Play Eze out left, you know. Why don't he play Odegaard out left? Shit, you know, play Odegaard out of position. Calafiori been balling in that role to be fair, and he is fearless though. He doesn't seem like he's scared of anything. It's just that when he goes on these free roaming escapades, he finds himself out of position and then picks up a yellow. Hence why he's suspended. Against the Chelsea game, you see how he picked up that yellow. Man just wandered into the midfield, yeah? And then Reece James ran all the way from the Midlands, came and took the ball off him, and he picked up a cheap yellow there. He does. But if Calafiori is thinking to himself, yeah, I can miss the Wolves game. If this is a game I can get a yellow in, let me miss the Wolves game because it's low risk. But drop points. I don't care if Arteta wins anything. Spurs sack Ange for less. Sack this fraud. He is a cancer and a plague to the betterment of the future of the club. Cala Belongi was balling out on the Mata. Our midfield was Swiss cheese for about A lot of holes in it. It was a donut midfield. How we didn't help that situation is beyond me. So this is what I'm saying. Like we play football, we coach it, and we're watching it, and we're seeing something that he is not. He's got him. I'm pretty sure that his assistants, right? The assistants that are on the pitch with him, looking at their little iPads and shit, they have to see this. Now, are they empowered to make recommendations? Be like, Mikhail, our midfield look like Swiss cheese right now. We need to shore up the midfield. Oh, what can we do? Who we got? We got Norgard. We can play him. Put him in there. Need some control. It's very hard to win a game of football if you don't control your midfield, you know. I'd play him left center back and play Nkapie left back. I'd also play Miles in the midfield, but I bet that won't happen. You're top of the Champions League, right? You've conceded one goal. You have a couple of injury problems. Experiment a little bit. Try something. Don't let these guys play for the first time or play a different scheme for the first time against, Brighton or Everton. Like Wolves is a very low risk game, followed by a low risk game as Club Brugge. You can get a run of form here in these two games while you nurse the injury players back into the fold. Because our attacking players are healthy. It's the defense that's injured. Madueke is back. Saka's fit. Gyökeres is fit. Jesus been on the bench. Ethan is fit. Max is fit. Trossard is coming back into fitness. Gave us 40 minutes, scored. The attacking players are there. So if your defense is at such a low capacity when you have 3 of your 4 center backs out, surely now you can't just defend. You have to go out and kill teams off. Because you have the attacking players. Now show us that you can use them. And in classic fashion, this donut manager finds a way to get a transfer downgrade and give him more money. Norgard is a downgrade on El Neni. He doubled his wages on a 30K more than El Neni was. Ooh. Bertha is the board. Mikhail, yes man, have been cleared out. Mikhail don't have the power he once had. People have been removed by Bertha. Bertha experience clears Mikhail. Mikhail can't contest him yet. Bertha has a big CV in Europe. The midfield makes up for his madness. Normally 4 or 5 games straight. Out of that, bound to hit a wall at some point. Rotate the damn midfield. I can't go along with the sabotage Bertha signing. What good does that do him? The ideal games, because he could have won the game. If you find a way, if you can find the delicate balance to sabotage him and still pick up 3 points, it's golden. Albert told him, I bet you any money. Apparently Zubi makes tackles nobody sees. Are we about to be told he was better than Gilberto Silva in the Invincible Wall? I'm pretty sure that they're saying this already. Because there are people saying that we don't miss Partey or his play. I'm here to tell you that we do. I forgot Kyle missing for Wolves. Would you just give him the week off or play him against Brugge? I play him against Brugge. I would. Actually, I said that on yesterday's stream. Like, now he done got himself suspended. We can't go out there and then not get Calafiori hurt. Again, get Skelly hurt. So, start him, bring Skelly on to get some minutes, and then start Skelly at the weekend. If MLS and Ethan don't save us last season, we could have actually been a top 5 there for the sack. So he used them to save himself and bin them on for much ESR full season, aka second, 8th. Mikhail coaches on ego, not what's needed. He's under heavy pressure, fans pressure. The only time Mikhail does what's needed, rest of time is all ego. I think MLS needs the reps, so I would consider swapping Kala and Kanwul for this. I hear it. But the weekend, it stunk. I'm not going to lie. The Monday morning fog has cleared a little bit, and I'm like, I still feel some type of way about this. I don't like City sitting 2 points behind us. when I go on panel shows over the past couple of weeks, when we're 6 points clear, I'm still, brother, striking distance, striking distance. We still have to go to the head with these men 2 points behind. They're picking up points without Rodri into the fold. We just made it difficult for ourselves. The margin of error was the A, and that result narrowed it a little bit. And it can only get narrower. Whenever City decide to drop points, we must capitalize. Sheldon says, Zippy makes tackles and fouls like shows. He does the job, but always gets a yellow. Gilberto was clean, not the same class. Yeah, he doesn't belong. But there are these young guys though. You have these fans who in their 20s, they're early to mid 20s, who never saw Gilberto and these men. This is the best version of Arsenal that they've seen. They've seen some bad Arsenal, so now they see this version that's actually good, and they're overdoing it. They're overdoing it, talking about how many of these guys will get into the Invincibles team. None of them. Not one of them. So it is what it is. Fight me. Yep, but people, what time is it? Oh shit, it's almost 8:30. Almost half 8. Got some work to do today. Can you explain how Trossard is put on and comes off injured? Is this unlucky or plain stupidity? Apparently, Trossard wasn't fully fit. Why would you take a chance like this? I don't think Trossard came off injured. I think Trossard was gonna come off. I think Trossard was match fit to start. I think the best he had was 45 minutes and then realized that he couldn't go. And instead of causing further damage, he just pulled him. Just in my opinion, Ethan should be left winger, MLS left 8. I want Ethan on either wing. He can play either wing. He's an attacker. With the ball at his feet, he's better than Calafiori, and we give Calafiori the freedom to run all over the damn place. He was on a minutes restriction. Yeah, he was. I don't think he was injured. And big up to Trossard on a minute restriction and comes on and equalize. I rate Trossard's tech. He's just slow. The ball sticks, left foot, right foot. He just doesn't run by anyone. If he had Martinelli's pace, wouldn't be in the market for a left winger right now. Okay, let's fight. Saliba and Gabriel was better than Torre. I'm not here to change your mind about it. But I've seen Torre lift the trophy. I haven't seen these guys do it yet. So, that's a left hook. And I got a roundhouse kick too. How much game time is he getting over there? He should play over who? We have Trossard and Martinelli over there and Madueke and Saka on the other wing. It's not a basketball game. Sub in, sub out, sub in, sub out. And he can play there. Are you? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I clocked that as well. Because once I saw Martinelli go to the sideline, I'm like, there's only one person Martinelli could be coming onto the pitch for, and it was Trossard. So big up to Trossard for giving us 40 minutes, and it was 40 good minutes. Can't fault him one bit. But there was some man on the pitch for a full 90 that didn't give us what Trossard gave us to get 40. And it's the guy that Tony said couldn't lead us to a title. And it's the guy that Tony is being persecuted for calling out. You man saw the catch-up clip that I played yesterday when Gunali went off on a tangent and said what he said. But, I don't even blame Gunali for saying that, what he said yesterday. I just think Gunali is just reading from the AFTV hymn sheet. This is what you say when someone asks you about Tony Adams and Odegaard. This is the line, and he's He's a company guy. He's just doing what he's told. Because if he is not, he is out of there. And he doesn't have his own channel. He doesn't do content. So he needs to be on AFTV. They'll kick him off that couch. So he had to say what he had to say about Tony yesterday. And big up to the bro, the Waffle Don. Because I was back here. I threw myself back. I couldn't believe he said that shit. And then the bro Waffle Don had to step in and check him. So big you up, my bro, the Waffle Don. You think the squad will be rotated for Club Brugge? Yeah. Think Gyökeres comes in. Think Benjamin White starts. I don't know what he will do with Timber. I don't know what we'll do at right center back, to be fair. Play Norgard there. That's the shout. Play Norgard as right center back. Get him some minutes. That way, when we actually need him, he's not coming in cold. Because then he can pick up an injury that way. Another thing, Saka needs a month off, so play Ethan. I want to go wolves hunting in the weekend by securing the Champions League. Could be important. Yeah, 3 points, and I think we're clear through. Ethan is not better than Madueke right now. Let's keep it 100. On the left or right? Can you listen to Guna Lee the same? Yeah. So this is the thing about the catch-up, right? It's the good thing. This is the good thing, and it's the bad thing about the catch-up. I don't know who's going to be on the panel ahead of time. That's the good thing. The bad thing is I don't know who's going to be on the panel ahead of time. Because if I knew that certain men were going to be on there, I'll tell Catch, be like, nah, I can't do it. Or if I knew a certain man is going to be on there, be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I've been wanting to stream with this guy. Yeah. But now I don't know. So it's the I guess it's the suspense. But I was there. He said it. We challenged it, and we moved. Elliot Anderson seen him 3 times against 3 low blocks. He's the perfect 8. Trade him for Odegaard, please. Our C team can beat Wolves. Hey BX, you forgot who our manager is. Yeah, he said something about Tony's past, about his alcoholism when we questioned Odegaard, which I thought was a low blow. But either way, 50 million pounds on a Chelsea reject when we had Pepe. I strongly disagree with you on that, and that's why we differ on this topic, and that's okay. That's what we do here on BBK Sports. We'll have the conversation. I didn't want Nani. I'm not going to pretend like I wanted Nani, because then you might will know that I'm lying. But now that he's here, I'm a fan. And I want Nani to drop his shoulder. I want him to start tomorrow. Saka, no, sit down. Matter of fact, I'd be fine with Nani on one wing and Ethan on the other. I think that beats Club Brugge. They will have space. And that's it. This is, who our manager is. Oh, my days. You people have to run. I have some errands to run today. This is a big week for me. I got some Christmas prepping to do. It's the travel Christmas for me, so I have to get some things in order before I take off this week or take off next week. So big you up, every single one of y'all. Unlike Jason Goon, I might as well respect, but Jay, appreciate your contributions to the conversations today. You've been great. The PR machine will have you think these players aren't good. You can't be good because Chelsea sold them to us. Absolute nonsense, that is. Nani leaves people for dead. Saka and Ethan can't do that like him. I just think Nani, we all see it that he can get by his man. He's very direct. He may be the most direct winger we have. It's just that, that final pass, that end product. But I'm rooting for him. I want him to do well. I want Nani to get 15 GA this season, and I think that would be good for us. But yeah, man, big up to every one of you. Love people. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.
Yeah.